Alright lads, so yesterday was the grand premiere of the Bleach 1000-Year Blood War anime. We did react to it on the channel, so if you guys want to check it out and see my reaction, feel free to do so. It will be in the top right of the video right now. It will also be in the description below. Amazing episode, amazing episode. And coming straight off of that, we now have the Dev Diary Volume 4. This is something that Caleb have been doing quite consistently over the last year. Hence, we are now on Volume 4, where essentially Caleb just make a little diary in-game, tell us what they have planned for the game in the future, what they currently been doing, and just kind of briefly talk about the state of the game right now. I appreciate stuff like this, especially compared to the dev comments, which we also get at the end of every month, giving us a little insight on what they have planned next for future updates. But this one feels a lot more personal, and I always appreciate stuff like this. So that's one thing we commend Caleb, at least in the last year or so, is that the communication, although hasn't been perfect, is actually significantly better than the years prior to that. Because previously, you know, we didn't have the Discord, we didn't have the monthly dev comments, we didn't have the dev diary, so Caleb have been stepping up. I know a lot of people like to throw shade at Caleb, some points rightfully so. They kind of messed up yesterday too about the special orders, but they have been getting better, and I think they've been doing more good than bad in the game, at least from my point of view, right? But with that said, we have the Dev Diary Volume 4. So let's see what Caleb had to say for this particular month, at least this diary. So firstly, we have the anime broadcast celebration. The Bleach TV anime series 1000-Year Blood War's broadcast has now officially begun. All of us here on the Brave Souls team are looking forward to its release and will be implementing in-game campaigns to celebrate. There will be free summons, anime broadcast tie-in gifts, and special orders are now available. So don't forget to take part. The tie-in gifts and special orders did start yesterday. Little bit of drama going on with the special orders since the Raid Ichigo actually had gold stars, but then when you actually had him in your box, you were silver stars. So that's a bit unfortunate that actually did happen. But yeah, we also did get free summons, stuff like that. So for the most part, the celebration-wise has been pretty decent. Then they go ahead and mention that the 1000-Year Blood War 2022 versions of Ichigo, Uryu, and Chad that appeared in the 1000-Year Blood War Step-Up Summons Concord, which is the most recent banner, are based on their appearance in the Bleach TV anime series 1000-Year Blood War. The key visuals, logo, and even title screen of Brave Souls has now officially been updated. And what I'm really hoping for here is, obviously, as we do know, as they mentioned here, the new characters, Chad, Ichigo, and Uryu, are based off the anime. I'm really hoping that's not just a one-time thing. Like, I'm really hoping that going forward with the next set of 1000-Year Blood War characters, they all have the new anime style, because personally, I think that looks significantly better. They also get unique backgrounds too. If I'm being honest, lads, I'm kind of bored of the current 1000-Year Blood War characters. Not that, like, the characters are boring, it's the art and the background. Like, if we look at Yuha, Aizen, and also Yamamoto, they have some cool poses. I like the art, but it's flat as hell. I'm gonna be honest, it's flat. The white background isn't as cool as it used to be, especially when compared to these new 1000-Year Blood War characters, and also something like Spirits Are with You, and also something like Harfield, for example. So I'm really hoping these 3 new characters aren't just a one-time thing, and I really hope going forwards with the next set of 1000-Year Blood War characters, they are based off the anime appearance, and they do get those unique backgrounds, they do get the anime style, because personally to me, in my opinion, I really like the anime style, and I think I prefer that artwork over the current artwork in game right now. The models also have a cleaner look to them too, so overall just, yeah, great stuff on the visual stuff, and again, I hope they keep up with the future banners. After that, they then mention ease of play improvements, and they then mention we're dedicated to continuing efforts to make Bleach Brave Souls the best experience it can be, and to that end, we've been listening to the feedback we received from you, the players. And then they mention improvements that they have recently implemented. That's something that we have seen again over the last year or so. Like, if you really think about it, we've gotten a lot of quality of life updates. At the downside of not really getting newer content, I think that will eventually come next year, maybe the start of next year, as they are just, you know, they're trying to just make the game a lot better, as it should be, right? They're trying to fix the quality of life, make the game in a good state, before then maybe adding more content. At least that's the way I see it. So for the last year or so, pretty much Caleb have just been dedicated to making the game significantly better in terms of quality of life / ease of play improvements. And then they mentioned here the improvements they have implemented. For starters, the challenge orders, they got revamped in order to make paramount characters easier for those that have just started playing the game. The content and rewards for the challenge orders have now been adjusted. Through this adjustment, it will be possible for players who cleared these orders to then clear them again. So that includes us veterans. If you already did the challenge orders years ago, then you're able to do them again this time around. I think the rewards were actually pretty good, all things considered, especially for a new account again. And I'm coming at the mindset of a new player. I started the account recently, just at the anniversary. It's still a somewhat new account, only like 30 days logged in, and those challenge orders are actually really good for just getting a lot of materials to max up my characters, to level up my characters, links on my characters, for example. So I definitely do appreciate that. And at the same time, the stuff you have to do are also significantly more relevant. Like, the old challenge orders was so outdated. We're talking like 5 or so years ago when Inheritance Zone wasn't a thing. Inheritance Trials wasn't a thing. So this was actually really good. It definitely does teach you a tiny bit of what you should be doing in the game. So again, I definitely do appreciate the challenge orders, and I really do like that everyone got to do them again, not just new players. They then, of course, mentioned one of the bigger changes is that the animation on the reward screen has now been shortened, and the event rewards will now be sent directly to the players' inventories. One of the best updates in the entire game. It's nothing big, but that was actually a really good update. We got sets in epic raids. That's really good. I've been using them quite a bit. Saves you a lot of time. We have the new save and load room rules, which I didn't think we needed, but I kind of like it. I kind of like it. Again, it saves you time, right? You can just go into an epic raid, have something saved, and just load it up. It's good. And then they mentioned the reward system for assisting new players, which obviously is talking about the assist point and the beginner's mark. The idea for this was just you know, you continue hosting the rooms as you do, and if a new player joins, you're more likely to keep them in instead of kicking them if they don't fit the requirement for the room. Maybe they don't bring a bonus character, but if they join with the beginner's mark, maybe you're less inclined to kick them. Unfortunately, though, in retrospect, it obviously didn't happen like that. Everyone is now just asking for beginners, and they're kicking veterans, which I think is toxic, but the idea of this system was just to keep hosting, keep playing co-op, and over time, beginners will join you and you'll build up those points. I know I made a video talking about how to fast farm those 300 points using an emulator method, but even outside of that, I have been just playing co-op in, you know, epic raids and droplet zone, for example, and every now and then a beginner does join me and I just get those extra points. So that's the idea of the system and how it's supposed to be used, but obviously we're all kind of just abusing it to get those rewards super fast. They then mention improvements to come, and for the most part, these are, you know, stuff already in game. This isn't too new, but I still want to talk about it. So going forward, we will continue to make improvements for ease of play. The first one is going to be sets for co-op, very similar to what we have in epic raids and also arena. This is going to be going to co-op, which again is nice. You can just save your characters, and the idea is to reduce the effort of putting together a team to meet the room rules. They then mentioned they're going to be increasing the quantity and content of rewards. We are planning to implement a campaign that doubles the amount of fragments in Chronicle Quest, and will be adjusting the rewards to allow acquisition of Transcendence points. So we don't know when the Transcendence point update is going to happen, but eventually when you complete a quest, I assume it might be every single quest, it might not be a specific quest, you just get Transcendence points. So I guess for those that do a lot of farming, you're overall going to be building up those trans points over time. But they also do mention that Chronicle Quest is getting the fragments doubled, and that's going to be sometime next week, I believe. Maybe this upcoming week, I think on the 16th. Definitely going to make a video on that. That is the time when you want to farm Chronicle Quest. At least go all in, because it's going to save you a lot of soul tickets and time throughout the next couple of months. My idea is to do like 3 months worth of farming in that particular week, so I don't have to touch Chronicle Quest at all for basically till the next year is the idea. And then they mention resurrection of past 1,000-year Blood War characters. We will be resurrecting characters from past summons. Yay! We already knew that. Round 1 is getting their resurrection in less than 2 days' time. I'm excited for those. Definitely going to be whipping out those characters after basically not playing with them for the last 4 or so years. And of course, it kind of confirms it, but we already knew anyway. They are going to, of course, do round 2, 3, and also 4. And then eventually, I think they're going to get around to round 5, 6, 7, 8 plus, right? But I will say, and I might make a video on it, I'm not too sure. As we did see with the most recent 1,000-year Blood War resurrections, they did actually get an increase in their skill cap. It currently went from 7 to 8. It's only 1 extra skill, but on some characters, it does make a difference. Because in this case, Kenpachi, for example, who has 5 skills, originally would have picked up 2 skills, and one of them should have been Sprinter. So technically, he was only going to pick up 1 skill. But now, given the fact that he can get 8 skills, there is 3 skills he can now pick up. So for example, he's very likely, not confirmed, to pick up Sprinter +1, Berserker +20%, and also Havoc +20%. And that would actually make this Kenpachi a pretty decent character, even in today's age. So while it's unfortunate that someone like Byakuya and Sergeant really didn't get the best resurrection for round 1, there's still some exciting characters to look forward to when it comes to the future 1,000-year Blood War characters. For me personally, I'm looking forward to Yatsu, see if she could get Frenzy, and also round 4 Ichigo, hoping he gets a good resurrection too, because he is one of my more favorite characters in the game. And then they finish up this dev diary talking about the future of Brave Souls, as they did last month. As the hype around Bleach grows with the anime release, we'll be sharing news with our players in game. Going forward, we'll be working hard to bring together honor both new and veteran players. So again, it's always nice to see Caleb acknowledge veteran players of Brave Souls in a place where they and everyone who loves the world of Bleach can enjoy all it has to offer. We hope you continue enjoying the game. But with that said, lads, that was this month's Dev Diary. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. I guess in the comments below, let me know what you're most looking forward to when it comes to these future updates. I guess for me, it would be Fallacy by Resurrection, since that isn't too much mentioned here. But again, we will also get dev comments at the end of the month, potentially giving us some new stuff that are set to come out in terms of updates that we don't know about just yet. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.